Hello everyone, I'm Michelle Smith and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. I'm so happy you found me. I have a beautiful fall wreath for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you step by step how I created this beautiful Fall Blessings Wreath. I really fell in love when I found this sign at Dollar Tree and I knew I wanted to make a wreath using it. I absolutely love the non-traditional colors in the sign. Let me show you how to make this beautiful fall blessing wreath. To get started for this project, you are going to need one of these square wreath forms that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. Now, when I was going through my square wreath forms, I found out that they carry two different sizes of these square wreath forms. The one that I'm going to be using today is by Floral Garden, and this is their 14-inch wreath form that is square. I also picked this one up, and this one was a closeout from Walmart, and this one is 16 inches. You can use this one as well, but if you're going to use the larger frame, you're going to need more mesh than what I'm using on the smaller frame. So just keep that in mind if you choose to use the larger square frame. You will also need 2 rolls of this 6-inch natural colored mesh. I picked this up from Hobby Lobby. I only buy from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or Joann's when everything is 50% off. This normally is $7.99. At 50% off, it's $4. So that's when I purchased it, and you will need 2 rolls of this. It is 5.5 inches by 10 yards. You will also need 2 rolls of each of these 2 colors that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. Now, both of these colors come in their regular everyday decorative mesh that they now carry, and they are 6 inches by 5 yards. So you will need 2 in the blue and 2 in the white. I've unwrapped all of my mesh. I like to layer my mesh when I cut it. It makes it much easier. Plus, I get 3 cuts every time I do it, so that makes it go much faster. You'll want to cut your deco mesh into strips of 12 inches. Today we're going to be doing the folded ruffle method. I really do like this method. Even though it is a cut method, you get little to no fraying on your wreath. And I also really love the texture that it gives the wreath base. Now, you don't have to use a rotary cutter if you don't have one. You can always use scissors, but I picked this one up from Dollar Tree. It was only $1.25. They are very good quality. They last me 6 to 8 months before I have to change it out. So I think that's a really good deal. You can't even buy replacement blades for like a Fiskars for that price. These are what your little bundles are going to look like. I think they look like a little butterfly. Now, to make your folded ruffle bundles, you take your cut ends and you fold them over themselves by about 1 inch. You push down, take one end, scrunch up to the center, then take the top and scrunch down. Pinch right in the center. Wrap your pipe cleaner around. Now your cut ends are here on the top. That's going to be the back. Pinch and twist. And then just open up your bundle. Sometimes you get little pieces that come off, just throw them away. It's not going to fray because all of your cut ends are scrunched in and folded in the back. And that is what your little bundle looks like. I'll show you one more time. You have your piece of deco mesh cut at 12 inches. Fold it over the ends so it covers itself by about 1 inch. Fold down. Scrunch from one end to the center, then scrunch from the other end to the center and pinch. and wrap with your pipe cleaner, making sure that the ends are facing up because that's your bottom, your back. Pinch nice and tight and twist. And there you go. If you need to adjust it, you can always adjust it before you attach. Just kind of pull till it looks even for you. Once it goes into the wreath, both sides will be pushed up. That's what gives you that smoother, kind of bubbly texture. Now, to attach our bundles to our wreath form, we're going to be attaching them to the 2 bars on the outside of the wreath. And the reasoning for that is because of the size of our sign. If you lay the sign down inside, you can see it completely covers that inner ring. And that's why we're going to be attaching it to the center and outside rings of the wreath. Now on a straight section here, and a section is between the 2 crossbars, it'll take about 6 bundles. On the corners here, it will take 11 bundles. You will put 10 bundles through the corner on the outside, and then you put 1 bundle right here between the center bar and the inner bar. That fills up this little corner. Otherwise, you can tell that it just needs 1 more. So by attaching 1 there in the corner, it fills it in and makes it look nice and even all the way around the wreath. So take your bundles, wrap your pipe cleaner around the inner bar and the outer bar, pull it together and just give it a twist or 2. Then I like to pull my pipe cleaners together and I push them forward. That way it keeps the back of my wreath looking nice and clean, and you will not be able to see them from the front. Now the pattern that I've done is 1 neutral, 1 white, 1 neutral, 1 blue, 1 neutral, 1 white, and just keep repeating. That gives it a nice mix. I didn't want too much blue or too much white, so you have 1/4 white, 1/4 blue, and half natural. Now when you place your bundles, you want to grab both sides and pull them up and then slide over. And then sometimes I like to pull one side of the bundle to one side and one to the other. This kind of just helps widen that space. And that is what it will look like. You just continue that pattern all the way around the wreath. I will continue working on the base. Once I get a couple sections finished, I will come back and show you my progress. I have completed half of my wreath. I am very pleased with how it's coming out. I really like the color combination, and I really like that textural feel that the folded ruffle gives your wreath. Now here on the back, you can see I have attached it to the 2 bars on the outside, and I have put 1 here from the center bar to the inside. Now as you can see here in the corner, that is nice and filled in. Just adding that 1 extra bundle did the trick. I will continue to finish my base, and then I'll come back and we will start to decorate. And there you go, I have my base all done. And here on the back you can see how clean it looks by tucking your pipe cleaners, and that I did add 1 in each corner here to help fill in, and I used that neutral color. I'm very happy with that. Now I did have mesh left over from my second rolls, so that's good. I can always do a small wreath using the same color combination. I really like this color combination. Perfect for this wreath, would be great for a coastal wreath, or even one for Christmas for non-traditional colors. We're going to attach our sign now. To prep your sign, I pulled two 10-inch lengths of floral wire, one over the top, one through the hole, and twisted it in the back on both holes here at the top where the jute cord was. I also glued on two full-length pipe cleaners, made sure that they were fully dry, so it is now ready to attach. Now I like my signs to sit right up on top of my wreath. That is such a beautiful sign. I want to make sure that I see all of that beautiful florals, greenery, and pumpkins. To attach this, you simply take your pipe cleaners and your floral wire, you move the mesh to the side, and you attach it to the wire frame in the back. I have my sign on. It's nice and secure. It's not going to go anywhere. In the back here, once you get it on, you want to take those ends and push them forward, especially the wire. You don't want that to scratch your door, so just push it forward so it's down inside the mesh. Same thing with the pipe cleaners. Next, you're going to need some of these really cute sweater pumpkin picks that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. I just picked these up on my last trip, just like 2 days ago. They came in the first shipment that my store got for fall. I did pick up 2 in the blue and 3 in this off-white to go on this wreath. They come on a dowel rod. Now I'm going to use my wire cutters and I'm going to cut that dowel rod. I only need about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Just squeeze and then rotate and squeeze again and it'll come off. I will prep my pumpkins and I'll be right back. You will also need a package of burlap leaves. They come 5 pieces to a pack. This is the one that I've chosen. This is the smaller. This looks more like the type of leaves here that are in the sign. And they do come on a piece of wire, which is great because you can bend them and shape them. And it also gives you an area to add glue to glue them into the wreath. I have all my pumpkins prepared. So now I'm just going to work on placement. Stick them into the wreath, kind of where you think you want to place them. Now I kind of like that. And then what I'm planning on doing is going in with my leaves and adding just a few leaves around the pumpkins. And then at the top here, I'm planning on putting a nice big bow, so that's going to take care of this area. That's why I'm focusing all of my pumpkins and my leaves down here near the bottom. Well, I'm happy with the placement there of those pumpkins, so I'm going to start gluing these in. Now that I have my pumpkins in, I'm going to go in and glue in some leaves. Now remember, you can bend them and shape them however you want. Just going to be nestling them in around the pumpkins. For your convenience, in the description box below is a detailed list of all the tools and materials I used to make this beautiful fall blessing wreath. Now my last one came off the stem here, so I'm just going to glue that back onto the leaf. I am really happy with my pumpkins and my burlap leaves. I think they look absolutely gorgeous. We're going to start to work on our bow now. You will need 2 full-length pipe cleaners. Now this ribbon is 2.5 inches. It is wired edge. I really love all those different shades of blue. I thought it would go with the wreath very nicely. And this is Robert Stanley collection. Unfortunately, I don't know where I got this. It's been in my collection for a long time. This one I picked up from craftoutlet.com, and it is a white glittery ribbon. It's 1.5 inches. It is wired edge. There's the number. And then I'm also going to be using this one. This is a 2.5 inch burlap ribbon. I picked this up at Michael's after Christmas. Nice big roll. We're going to start with the burlap ribbon. You want to measure your tail at 8 inches, pinch, and slide down between the 2 large dowel rods. Now if your ribbon is only nice on one side, you will want to twist it when you come through. If it's nice on both sides, you don't have to twist. Sometimes I like to just do it because it makes it easier when I go to fluff my bow. Now with this ribbon, we're going to be doing 3 loops on each side at 5 inches. Once you have your 3 loops on either side, you can trim your tail at 8 inches. Next, I'm going to move to this really pretty blue and white ribbon. Again, I'm going to measure my tail at 8 inches. Now this ribbon is only nice on one side, so I do need to twist it when I come through. On your tails, the nice side should be facing up. When you do your loops and you come through, the nice side should be facing down. I'm going to make 2 loops on either side at 4 inches. And now we're going to the white glittery ribbon, 8 inches on the tail. And I'll be making 2 loops on either side at 3 inches. Now, while you have your bow in your bow maker, you want to go ahead and kind of play with your bow. I like to pull all my tails down and then adjust my loops. This way I can see what it's going to look like before I tie it all together. If I need to make any adjustments, now is the time to do it. So on my first layer here, I have 3 loops, so I'm going to open those up. And then I have 2. I'll separate those as well. And then I have another 2 with a smaller ribbon. This way you can check, make sure it looks like it's even, that you didn't miss a loop. Now I want to put a center loop here, so I'm going to take my white ribbon and I'm just going to fold it into a little loop here. You want it to cover itself by at least 1 inch. Decide how big or small you want your center little loop to be. Once you've decided, go ahead and trim. I just put a little clip to hold my center loop there. Then you'll want to take one of your pipe cleaners. I like to slide it down underneath into the center here. I pull it up on both sides and pinch it together so I can lift out my bow. This helps me keep it stacked properly. And then I take those, cross them in the front. Let's put our little loop on here first. Get it on there. So you just run the pipe cleaners through your center loop there. Pull it to the back. Pull nice and snug. And twist. I always like to hold it in the center there and then kind of pull down the tails. Just kind of open up your loops. I'm not going to do any fluffing right now until I get it onto my wreath. I just want to make sure that everything looks right. If I need to make any adjusting, now is the time. And take your time when you fluff your bows. That is the hardest part about bow making, is the fluffing. So just take your time. If your bow doesn't, or your loop doesn't want to lay right, go all the way down to where it comes out. Open it up and adjust it until it lays the way you want it to. Now here on the back, my pipe cleaners are not long enough for me to use them to attach it to my wreath. So I'm going to add another pipe cleaner. Just place that in the center. Give it a twist or 2. And then I take one of the short pieces and wrap it around one of the long. Then I take the other one and wrap it around the other side. Like that. Now my pipe cleaner is long enough and I can easily attach it to my wreath. Now another trick I like to do is here on the back, before I attach my bow, is I twist those pipe cleaners together for about 2 to 3 inches depending on the depth of my wreath. Like that. That way my bow is not going to sink down inside my wreath when I attach it. This will be inside the deco mesh. You're not going to see it, but that will allow my bow to sit right up on top. Now I want to put my bow right up on the top in the middle here, and then I'm going to fan out my tails so that I can see my fall blessings. To attach this, I'm simply going to take my pipe cleaners and feed it through the deco mesh to the back and attach it to the wire frame. There you go. I have my bow on. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I did trim these tails a little bit shorter. I angled these and dovetailed these. I also dovetailed my burlap. I really like that. I kind of pulled those out to the side. I wanted to make sure that I could read the saying on my wreath. But I'm absolutely loving these new colors for fall this year. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and show me some love in the comments. This really does help support my channel. It lets YouTube know that I have content that's worth watching, and then they show it to more people and my channel grows. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. I hope everyone is staying happy, healthy, and strong. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.